Moved to a school called Ashcroft, a mixed school with over 1,000 pupils. And once a month we used to take 30 of them into the Sydney Town Hall to learn about the orchestra. The conductor then was Sir Bernard Hines. Now this is another occasion when you have to be very careful what you do at school. So I set off with these 30 pupils, boys and girls, caught a bus to the station at Liverpool, got 30 return tickets for the children, set off for Sydney. As we were driving down in the train, one of the girls, who was a prefect, she said, "Well, can I look after the tickets, Mr. Derry?" "What a go, fair enough." So she took the half tickets returned. We went to the town hall, we were afternoon and watched all the programme and everything. Came out, went to Sydney station, and the prefect said, "Now you must agree, we've been very good. The train's not due for another 10 minutes. Can we fall out and buy something from the slot machines?" I said, "Yeah, right, fair enough." So the 30 of them disappeared and never came back. The train came in, I couldn't see anybody. I think I waited an hour. I got on another train, I went back to Liverpool, I went to the school. It was closed except for the caretaker. But I rang the headmaster from the school and I told him what had happened. Oh, he said, "You know what they'll do? They'll stay out till 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock. So the parents will wonder where they are, they'll blow off their flaming heads." He said, "You'll have to find the addresses and go round and warn them what's happened." And that's what I had to do. If some were on the phone, I rang some of them up, but the others had to go round to the house and explain what had happened. So that was another occasion that you have to be careful what you say. When Juliet was 15, to this Pentecostal church. Came back in about 3 hours' time, and Mrs. Jones came in first. "Oh," she said, I must tell you. I said, "Oh," she was excited. She said, "Juliet's got the gift. She's got the gift of talking in spirit." Then Juliet came in, gabbling all over the place. I said, "Do you know what you're saying?" No, what's what it might do? What did you want? I said, "Trust the road up a brass." I said, "Trust the road up a brass." I saw this Mrs. Jones' jaw drop. She said, "You've got the gift as well, haven't you?" I said, "No, man. What I was doing was talking a load of gibberish, nonsensical." And I said, "I'm wondering if Juliet's doing the same." Anyway, she continued to go to this church, and there was such a change in her that Elizabeth and I, we got a bit concerned. So we decided ourselves to go to this church on the Sunday morning. We found the address, but when we got there, it wasn't a church at all, it was a tin hut. And the temperature was 104 degrees, I remember, on that day. And inside this tin hut, it must have been 150. And there wasn't an organ, there was a jazz band. And we were met by a little man, and he got an eye as big as my fist, with a lid over it that flickered. It looked absolutely grotesque. Anyway, they set up this jazz band, sang a hymn, and so one got on the pulpit and made some sort of a speech. And then he said, we'll have 2 minutes silence. Then everything was perfectly quiet, but by God, it was hot. I was sweating with steam. And all at once, an Aboriginal woman at the back of us jumped to her feet and said, I can see him! I can see him! I can see the Lord Jesus! Well, Christ, we were right, not a... yeah. Anyway, not to be outdone, I said, do a little, but now we're probably prejudiced. I'll take Jonathan next Sunday. So I did. Jonathan was 18. We were met by a Cyclops eye. Showed us to our seat. Still hot. But what finished us off really was that after they'd had a few hymns, a man got on the stage and took out a notebook. He said, in a dream that this last week, during the week, excuse me, I better notice that all those who are not in the 70th book of Crowns must come forward and have their heads measured. Jonathan said to me, I can't believe it. To prove it was true, 3 men and a woman walked up to the stage, and this fellow took out the tape measure and measured the heads, put it in the book, 6 and 7 and 8 or whatever it is. Jonathan said, I can't believe it. And then at the end of the show, Cyclops Eye came round with his tray for the Eucharist, the blessing of the bread. And when we realised it wasn't wine, because they don't agree with wine, it was raspberry vinegar, John said, oh, come on, Dan, come on, let's get out of this, let's go and have a drink. So we did. We came out and we got across to the pub. So that was the end of my Pentecostal experience.
Hey.